Abuja, the nation's capital, which should be a visible example for other towns and cities in all aspects, including waste management, leaves much to be desired, as a visit to Jabi, Apo, Mbape, Durumi, Gwagwa Karimu, among other settlements, clearly reveals that indiscriminate disposal of municipal waste is a perennial habit among residents of those communities. These areas are well known for refuse littered across streets and for accommodating heaps of refuse at different sections.
People also simply do not want to follow these rules. So along the expressways, you can see pockets of waste, meaning that the offender simply just tossed out his bag of waste from his car window. So this creates lots of challenges. So we'll continue to enlighten our people, to let them know that Abuja is a modern city. There are laws, of course. There's an APB Establishment Act of 1997 laying down the various offenses and the prescribed punitive measures. But of course, this 1997 is a long time, so meaning that even for grievous environmental violations, you could have a fine of 500 or 1,000 naira. In 1997, that really will translate to plenty of money, but in today's value, it will be extremely low. So there's a law now. We're trying to amend this act now in National Assembly, and it is now in the second stage, I think. So once this is amended, we'll now have stricter punishment for environmental violations.
Studies have shown that households contribute to about half of the solid wastes generated, that is, by weight, in major cities in Nigeria like Abuja and Lagos. A large percentage of these waste are either deposited on the roads or roadsides, unapproved dump sites, in waterways, or in open sites, which has adverse effects on the environment.
The number one effect is the aesthetic. Waste, costs a blur society. The beauty of the society, the beauty of the environment is lost in waste. There are communities, places you enter, and the first you see at the waste, it becomes an eyesore. And secondly, waste also constitutes health challenges. Some of these waste that we dumped, like the electronic waste, can be hazardous. Hospital waste can be hazardous. They could cause health effects to human beings, and to the extent of affecting genes. That's genetic effect in humans. And what needs to be done by concerned authority is to effectively enforce the laws, because there are laws already guiding how environmental waste should be discarded or used in the society. So authorities need to enforce those laws, and beyond authorities, individuals, society, we cannot just leave these environmental issues in the hands of the authority. As individual, everybody needs to play his or her part, so that this menace could be curtailed in the society.
At one of its summits in 2004, the World Health Organization (WHO) and the United Nations International Children Education Fund (UNICEF), in a joint report, stated that about 2.4 billion people are likely to face the risks of needless disease and death because of bath sanitation. The report also noted that bath sanitation, decaying or non-existent sewage systems and toilets fuel the spread of diseases like cholera and basic illnesses like diarrhea, which kills a child every 21 seconds.
The challenge of indiscriminate dumping of refuse are multifold, and for the health sector, it's actually a reservoir for infection, a reservoir for physical harm, a reservoir also for chemical harm. So we have like three environments that can actually affect the health of man. It is the responsibility of every person who generates waste to manage those waste, and the management of those waste starts from the segregation of those waste into very hazardous or highly infectious waste, and then those that are general waste or non-infectious waste, and then we have the sharps. So if right from the point of generation, the waste are segregated and then they're transported safely to appropriate areas, and then incinerated, because that is actually the mainstay of treatment of waste. You incinerate them so that you reduce them into harmless ashes that can then be dumped into pits that can then be covered. If that is not done, then we'll stand a huge risk that people can get infected from infectious waste. They can get physical harm from hazardous objects, chemical harm, and the likes of it.